Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien, and in today's news, events drawing crowds, Easter Monday house fire, and we speak with budding author Annie Costa about her grandfather's book, re-release, and lots more. Smoke covering a main road in Tahuna on Easter Monday morning was from a house fire which saw two Nelson fire appliances respond to the Annesbrook Drive property in Tahunanui around 8:30 a.m. The house occupants were unharmed and were comforted by neighbours as firefighters worked on trying to put the fire out. At the time of filming, firefighters were outside waiting for a decrease in the heat build-up inside the dwelling before attempting to enter the building, and were working to keep the scene dampened down. Traffic flow along Annesbrook Drive at the time was slowed by drivers unable to resist taking a look at what was happening. The granddaughter of World War I soldier and author Cyprian Brereton, Annie Costa, has put another piece into the puzzle of his book, Tales of Three Campaigns. In the book, Cip describes his exploits in World War I. But there is a love story behind the scenes which he did not include, involving Annie's grandmother, Daisy Guy. Chrissy Small caught up with Annie at her house in Ruby Bay to talk about the book and her part in it.
Can you tell us a bit about this book and what you've added to it?
Well, I was extremely lucky that Peter Millwood approached me from the museum when they decided to relaunch the book and asked me a little bit about it. And I said, well, it was a tale that I had always wanted to tell of my grandmother's bravery in going to Britain and finding my grandfather and marrying him, without which I wouldn't be here to talk to you.
Right, so this is a love story. The part that you've added is the love story part of his experience out there in World War I.
It certainly is, and it's a pretty great story of bravery, love, courage, you name it.
Now, it seems to me that one thing that your family is really good at is documenting everything through letters and diaries. Is this where you've gotten most of your information, or is this first-hand or second-hand from your grandparents?
Granny spoke to me all the time of these stories when I was growing up. I'm the oldest grandchild, and Granny didn't actually die till I was 27, so I had plenty of time to share these stories with her and my grandfather, who died when I was 12. When I was 17, I asked Granny, could you please write it all down because I might forget it. So she wrote it down in some school notebooks, and also I have a lot of letters, so I do have a lot of references.
I mean, the book is called Tales of Three Campaigns, but you call yours the fourth campaign, is that right?
I do indeed, yes. I think that Daisy's campaign was the icing on the cake, really. Without it, none of us would be here, none of the family would be here. She was as brave as he was, and in the course of her journey, we discovered that a lot of the women were as brave as Granny was. Granny really fought a campaign the same as Cip did. Her life was probably not as obviously in danger, but it was definitely in danger. She showed immense courage, immense bravery, coming from a tiny little place in New Zealand, travelling right across the world to find a man who she didn't know if would be alive or dead when she began the journey, and finally getting married and therefore making the line of which I am one.
Right. Annie, can you tell me your fondest memory of your grandfather, Cip?
As a very small child, I used to play in the garden while he was writing. He had a pet bantam called, very imaginatively, Banty. He had a cat called Ma, who he was very fond of, and usually the bantam was perched on a sun umbrella above his head, and I spent many hours waiting for it to do its business on his head, which it never did. But the cat reposed very quietly on his lap as he scribbled, and he would often stop and tell me something of what he was writing, very often interrupted by my mother, who thought he was filling my head with nonsense. But many happy hours in the garden, sitting, watching him write and playing with the animals.
Right. Daisy outlived Cip. Just tell me briefly what you enjoyed most about being in her company.
I was often in her company. My mother wasn't well when my brother was being born, and I spent a lot of time with her as a youngster. She taught me to cook, probably very non-PC, on a very dangerous gas stove with huge pots of boiling liquid. I learned to cook when I was probably 3 or 4. I learnt a love of the outdoors. I learnt to forage for wild things along the side of the brook. We used to go to Griffin's factory and get 18 penn'orth worth of broken lollies, which shows how long ago that was, and walk to the centre of New Zealand and eat them. And that was great fun. And as I grew older, she was always so accepting. I never heard her yell, I never heard her growl. I always saw her fun side. She had a wicked giggle. She usually used it. She suffered immensely from various different horrible things that happened in her life, but she never, ever showed a side of her other than positive.
Now, one of the stories that you've said in the fourth campaign chapter is about your great uncle, Hector. I believe there's a real story in his part in Sip and Daisy's relationship as well.
Yes, well, when she left for her journey, they had not heard from Hector for a long time, and her parents were the post office people in Ngātamoti, and they worried. They thought something awful had happened to him because they hadn't heard, and she didn't hear all the way over on her journey. And one of the first things Sip told her when she got there was, Hector is alive and well, and he's in Netley Hospital. He was wounded in the foot in Gallipoli. So that was immensely exciting for her, and he became the best man at their wedding and spent a lot of time with them actually until he was sent back to the front and sadly killed very soon after that.
It sounds like a fantastic read. So this book is going to have mass appeal to everybody, isn't it?
I certainly hope so. I've always wanted the story to get out there. I know a lot of people have read the original of Sip's book, and I know a lot of people have tried to get copies of it, usually unsuccessfully, so this should reach everyone. And the added photographs and the added editorials, and hopefully my added chapter, have made it slightly more interesting than the original.
The book, Tales of Three Campaigns re-release, is taking place with the fourth campaign added this Wednesday at the Nelson Provincial Museum. This year's Mapua Easter Fair welcomed the sun for the first time in 3 years, and the locals showed their appreciation by turning out in their thousands, with an estimated 15,000 by some people's reckoning. Among the crowds was music, raffles, donated goods sale, stalls and all the usual delicious food carts that we have come to take for granted at our markets and fairs, with some operators coming from all over the country for this well-established fair. The Easter Fair is a major fundraising event for Mapua Primary School and Mapua Play Centre, who were the ones who originally started the fair for their small play centre group. However, it grew so quickly that the primary school was pulled in to become a partner in the running of the event. The fair has continued to grow, requiring many from the local community to put in a huge effort for the good of their school, play centre and community. I managed to catch a very busy Neil Chalmers, the principal of Mapua Primary, to tell us more about this successful event. Neil, you got a fantastic day here, huge crowd. I mean, the weather last year was absolutely appalling.
Certainly was.
How are you feeling about today's event?
Yeah, really pleased about today. We started out about 5:30 this morning, and the clear sky, we were feeling very pleased about it. And ever since then, the crowds have just rolled in. So we figure around about 15,000 people come in over the day, which is pretty amazing. But today, I think will be the biggest in some time. We've had 3 bad years of weather, so that's affected it. But today it's going to be superb. We're really grateful. We've got, I think, over 300 stalls today, and a lot of people, a lot of background's gone into setting it up. But it is a bit of a formula that we've got that we put together, and it's a pretty special event for Easter weekend, really. There's not a lot else on.
No, you're right, there's not. And how long's it actually been going? Because everyone knows about the Mapua Easter Fair, so it must have been going for a while.
Yeah, you've probably caught me a wee bit on the hop. I think it's somewhere between 35 and 50 years, so it's quite wide. But it started off very small and just has evolved over the years and just grown and grown. And we have people on the stalls here that travel from top of the North Island to the bottom of the South Island to come in. They book in early. They're keen to be here. If we didn't have it, I think they'd be really upset. So they enjoy it. Yeah. great.
Yeah, and is it a fundraiser for just the school, or is it a fundraiser for the Mapua area?
Yeah, it's actually there's a Mapua Easter Fair Trust which runs it, and then the trust distributes the funds amongst the organisations. Basically, it's the school and the play centre, and so we get a proceeds based on the number of children we've got at the school, or at the play centre. So we get a good sum, around 25,000-30,000 goes to the school each year. And we're really keen on keeping the ratio of children to teachers low. So a lot of this money goes into paying for staff. That means that we've got smaller numbers in classrooms. It's a great formula. Yeah.
And it's we all know it's a winning formula. Smaller numbers compared to the teachers, and also the winning formula is the community helping community. I mean, it's fantastic.
Oh, look, it brings the community together and it supports the community. So I'm always amazed. You know, for me personally, I'm involved, you know, at the end as everything comes together. The number of people from the community that pull together to make this happen is fantastic. So it sort of has a lovely, develops the community spirit, which is great.
Which makes us very special in New Zealand, and a lot of people watching it throughout New Zealand thinking, oh, I wish we lived in a community like that.
Absolutely. Look, this is a pretty special community in many, many ways. It's a small community, it's growing, it's got a nice influence from people from coming outside, from overseas to live here. They love the area. We've got the sea, we've got the mountains, we've got the lake. Can't go wrong.
Neil Tama, thanks very much for your time and effort, and on behalf of the community, thanks for all your efforts.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. That's great. Thank you.
Simone, you got a beautiful day for selling the whitebait fritters. Have you been very busy today?
Absolutely flat out. This is probably the quietest it's got all day. Yeah, no, it's been flat out.
Nice one. And do you come to the Easter Fair often, or is this first time?
This is the first time for us. Yep. No, we're pretty new, so yeah, it's a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, nice. And any other events you've been to?
No, not myself personally. No, and I'm pretty sure they've only been to one or two, the other girls. So yeah, it's all pretty new for everyone.
Great, and you've got the great whitebait fritters here and sandwiches. Whereabouts is the whitebait coming from, and can you tell us a little bit of background on that?
Yeah, sure. It was caught from the Mokanui River down just out of Westport on the west coast. So yeah, it was caught by my mother-in-law Christine, and yeah, no, it's beautiful. Yeah.
So your family live down there, or you from there?
I actually was born in Westport. I grew up on Karamea, but my in-laws there work down at the mines, so they live just in Mokanui. Yeah.
So this stall is a complete family affair?
It is, yeah, it is. Family and a very good friend, the chirpy one on the front, yes. Yeah.
So yeah, we're just asking people, what brought you down here today?
I don't know, my mum just said it'd be a good idea to come down. Something to do. Yeah.
And now that you're here, what sort of things are you after? You after the food or the bargains or some music?
Bit of the music and jewellery and stuff.
We just come down and put the kids down and have a look, yeah. And it's not raining too, so
yeah, like the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. No, it's a good day.
And what brought you down? Was it the music or for the kids or some food?
For the kids, get out and about, yeah. Yeah, something different. Yeah, safe staying at home, yeah. Day off from work, yeah.
Food's good. Nice selection. Cheers.
Lots of good things to see, and yeah. For a sunny day. Yeah, nice day. Bring the kids, which there's somewhere around here, yeah.
And what brought you down? Was it more for the entertainment or the food or some bargains?
Bargains.
Oh, bit of everything really. As you can see, picked up a good bargain, a bit of a toy for the boys. So yeah, no, it's bloody great atmosphere down here for sure.
Is it the first time venue, or you come down every year?
No, first time. So yeah, big turnout, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're saying like 20,000 people.
Really? Wow.
So that's very good.
For a small place, yeah, great.
And how did you hear about it?
Through a friend that lives locally. He comes down every year, and he said, yeah, you know, do you want to come down? So here we are.
Great.
Yeah.
And you got yourself a bargain for the deal?
Got myself a bargain, now I need to go get some food.
Great, and I heard you started pretty early this morning.
Some were here at 5, I got here about 5:30, been full on all the way through, which has been good. It's been good. It's a good team effort, everyone turns out and I get stuck in, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, it can't be done without the volunteers, so...
Totally, and there's some people here who really know what they're doing, which is good for those of us who don't.
And on behalf of everyone, thanks for organising, you got a great turnout.
I thank everyone who put on the sunny day, it's been a great day for everyone.
Yeah, great, thanks very much. Cosmosis was the name of a 3-day music festival held up the Cobb Valley over Easter. It was a huge hit for tourists and locals alike, with over 300 attending. Kiwis are well known for these kind of grassroots festivals, which helps make the atmosphere so enjoyable. During the day, people enjoyed the fantastic atmosphere of the Lower Cobb Valley site and the company of others, despite some rain. Sustainable living was a main topic of discussion in many groups. There were many wanting to share their music, which caused people to break into spontaneous dance groups. Once the sun went down, the music went up and there was dancing under the full blood moon and a lunar eclipse to add to this surreal musical event. In the latest from Nelson Police, a Wakefield man has been charged with supplying alcohol to a minor and will appear in the Nelson District Court on the 14th of April. This offence carries a maximum penalty of $2,000. This is resulting from an incident on the 21st of March in Richmond where police were monitoring behaviour at the last of the summer fair event in Sundial Square and became aware of a 14-year-old girl at Washbourne Gardens with a quantity of alcohol. Alcohol Harm Reduction Officer Sergeant Steve Savage said young people are vulnerable without the added risk of being compromised by intoxication. This incident should serve as a warning to others that police will take action against those supplying alcohol to underage people. Nelson Police have charged two 17-year-old Nelson youths with the aggravated robbery of a 20-year-old tourist from the United Kingdom. The incident happened about 7:30 p.m. on the 2nd of April when the victim, who was hitchhiking alone, was confronted by the offenders on Haven Road in Nelson. The offenders, who were in a vehicle, threatened him with a knife and demanded money. He handed over a quantity of cash and was left shocked but unharmed. He contacted police, who located the offenders a short time later in their vehicle. The two youths had been held in custody and appeared in the Nelson District Court on Saturday the 4th of April. Nelson Police called in the Defence Force Bomb Disposal Squad after a grenade was found at the Richmond Green Waste Recycling Centre on Easter Sunday. A staff member at the centre called police after finding a rusty grenade in a pile of dirt about 1 p.m. The bomb squad was brought in from Christchurch and the grenade was detonated at 9:20 p.m, with the resulting explosion being heard several kilometres away. Experts confirmed the grenade was live at the time and posed a serious risk. Police would like to remind members of the public that all military ordnance should be treated as live and very dangerous. Anyone who locates any old bombs or munitions should not touch them and should call 111 immediately. It was no long weekend for the rescue helicopter crew, with the first of two missions taking place on Friday in Arapawa Island in the Marlborough Sounds around 10:45 a.m. to attend to a 69-year-old Hastings woman suffering an allergic reaction after being stung by a wasp. The helicopter was able to hover on the wharf at the island property to uplift the patient before she was flown to the Wairau Hospital for further treatment. Immediately following this, the helicopter was sent to the Kaiteritiri mountain bike park where a 10-year-old boy sustained head and facial injuries as a result of a fall from his mountain bike. The helicopter's intensive care paramedic was winched down to the scene to assist St John ambulance crews who had walked to the boy's location. The boy was winched into the helicopter and flown to Nelson Hospital in a stable condition. And finally, we'll leave you with some grassroots music from the Cosmosis event in Golden Bay over Easter weekend. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
I'm Francis from Nelson Auto Glass. We repair all auto glass, stone chips, windscreen replacements, scratch removal.
If you have an auto glass issue, our team will sort it.
Nelson Auto Glass Specialists, 84 Vanguard Street, Nelson.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from The Facilitators. We now look after sales for mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar Brunton survey confirms mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.
We're the team at Jaycar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics, toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. Jaycar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
Hi, I'm John McMillan at the Nelson Power Tool Centre. We have great prices on all the top quality brands of power tool. Tools and equipment at our showroom, 146 Tahunanui Drive in Nelson. The Nelson Power Tool Centre, the specialists that stand behind and service what we sell.
Discover the Belgrove Tavern, just 20 minutes south of Richmond on State Highway 6. A restaurant, functions, weddings, barbecue, garden bar with lots of room for kids. Come in, see us.
Mai Tai quiz is set on the new section of the Mai Tai walkway, and you can do it as a fun Easter holiday activity with the whole family and be in to win a prize by matching the native plants to the numbered locations. This runs through till the 17th of April. For more information, please go to the link below. In the temporary Suta Art Gallery at 28 Halifax Street, the exhibition Minkisi Art and Belief in West and Central Africa, a presentation of masks and statues from West and Central Africa delivering messages about culture, traditions, histories and beliefs. It is running until the 12th of April. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Hey, I'm Caleb.
And I'm Georgia from Broods.
And you're watching Mainland TV.
Oh, to be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the O to be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
Oh, to be healthy. Caring for you naturally.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. we have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
Rats, stoats and possums are killing our native birds and reptiles. You can stop this tragedy.
The Brookway Marama Sanctuary is building a pest-proof fence which will allow native wildlife to flourish and spread into our lives.
Help us preserve our native wildlife.
Your support is needed now. You can personally or as a group sponsor a fence post for as little as $100, including the legacy of a personalised plaque.
Go to thebrooksanctuary.org or give us a call.
And be part of this exciting community project.
The Brookway Marama Sanctuary, returning nature to the Nelson region.